Bridget Bartlett here. If you've purchased a domain somewhere like Bluehost, Namecheap, or GoDaddy, you may want to point your domain to Cloudflare because it is the best registrar according to many and has lots of features that really make it the go-to solution aside from it being free. So today I'm going to show you how you can change the name servers of your domain to point to Cloudflare and how to create a free custom email address for your domain. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, of course, is to create a free Cloudflare account. To do that, you just want to go to cloudflare.com. Once your account is created, we're just going to log in. And Cloudflare makes it super simple to invite others to your registrar so that they can manage your domain. So if you have multiple accounts, what you want to do is log in to your account. And you'll see a list of all of your domains here. So what we want to do now is we want to go to the website that we purchased our domain at. Now, in this case, I'm going to go to Bluehost. Now, you'll see on all of the domains for Bluehost, you'll see add-on, unassigned, unassigned. You want to make sure that your domain is unassigned. And this is actually really simple to do. I'm going to use this as an example. You're just going to go to Manage, click Unassign, and then you will just choose the domain that you want to unassign. Click here to assign or unassign the domain, and then you're going to click Unassign. Now, once you've unassigned the domain, what you want to do is you want to change the name servers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Manage, and I'm going to go to DNS, and you'll see the name servers here. Okay, so I'm going to click Edit and click on Custom. So it's going to tell you that this is going to change the email as well. So if you have an email address connected to your domain that you've purchased through Bluehost or GoDaddy or Namecheap, it is going to change that. It will completely deactivate that email address if you're changing the name servers, okay? Because everything at that point, when you change the name servers, it stays where it's at. However, it's being managed on another platform. So by changing the name servers here, it's completely eliminating Bluehost, and everything will be managed on Cloudflare. Okay, now with Cloudflare, you cannot create a webmail, but you can create a free email address that is attached to your domain and then forward it to another email. Okay. So in this case, I do not have an email address attached to this domain. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and confirm changes. So now you'll see there's a spot here where I need to enter in my new name servers. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this, and I'm going to go back to Cloudflare, and now we need to add our new site. So I'm going to go to Add a Site, and I'm going to paste in my domain and click Continue. So now it's asking me which plan I want to choose. I'm actually going to choose the free plan. It has an enormous amount of benefits on the free plan. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose free and continue. So now you see that it's telling us to change the name servers in the domain. So it actually looks it up and it says, yes, it's being hosted by Bluehost, and we need to change the name servers here. So we have name server 1 and then name server 2. I can actually click here to copy. So now I'm going to go back to Bluehost, and I'm going to paste the first name server there. I'm going to copy the second one, and then we're going to paste that there and click Save. Okay, so now everything that I want to do with this domain is now going to be done inside of Cloudflare. Nothing that I do here is going to change anything because those name servers are pointed to Cloudflare. So now what we need to do is click Check Name Servers. So it's going to take just a few minutes, and it says it even can take a few hours to update the name servers. Once it has done that, then you will be able to add your records and create your email domain. And when you see this message here, great news, Cloudflare is now protecting your site. That means that it's recognized the name server change. So now you can actually go into the DNS and you can start updating your records. So to do that, you can click here, and then you will see your appropriate records there. To create an email address, what you want to do is go over to Email, and you're going to see a bunch of records here. Basically, Cloudflare is making this super easy for you and creating the email address, and then all you need to do is click a button to add all of the appropriate records. So I'm just going to click Add Records and Enable. And now we've enabled the records for our email address. So we want to click here to roots, and we want to actually create the email address. So I'm going to click here to create address. And you'll see here that the email address is going to end with the domain that I just added to Cloudflare. So I need to give it a prefix here, and I typically do info, but you can do your name, you can do contact, you can do whatever you want to. Now, there is a destination here, and you'll see that I only have two, okay? It will default to your main account for Cloudflare email address, but if you wanted to add another one, all you need to do is click here and add a new email address. It will then send you an email to verify that you do have ownership of that. Once it does, and once you go to the email and then click the link, then you will have your new email address added down here so that you can choose that as the destination location for your email addresses, okay? Now, I don't believe that there is a limit on this, so you could create multiple email addresses to catch the emails, and you can also create multiple emails here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Save. So now every time I receive an email to info@myvisioncrm.com, it's going to automatically send that email to info@myvisionagency.com. Okay. Now you also have some other options here. You can set up email workers, and you have different DNS settings. I wouldn't really worry about that unless you're familiar with that. There is another step though. You want to click here on the left that says DMARC management and go ahead and enable DMARC management. Now typically on most registrars you do need to add this record. You need to create the record for one, and then you need to add it, but Cloudflare makes that super simple. So all we're going to do is just click add. And now it has added the DMARC record to our DNS manager. So I'm going to go click over here on DNS, and you will see now that DMARC record has been added. Okay, you'll also see the MX records have been added for our email address. Now, if you did want to transfer this domain, and when I say transfer, I mean if you did want to completely remove it from Bluehost or Namecheap or GoDaddy, what you would want to do is actually go through the transfer process. To do that, you need to go to Overview, and you will see this option to transfer to Cloudflare. Now it says here, registry status, client transfer prohibited. Please unlock and allow a few hours to update. So what that means is you have to now go back to Bluehost, where your domain is, and you'll see here that it says locked. So what we need to do is go to the transfer on the left-hand side, and you're going to paste in that domain and then click continue. So now the transfer process has begun. I'm going to go ahead and open up the DNS manager, and I'm going to select the domain that I want to transfer. And I'm going to go over to the lock section here, and I'm going to click here to unlock the domain. So this is the code that you're going to need when Cloudflare allows you the opportunity to transfer. It's a really, really simple process. You're going to just click here to transfer to Cloudflare. It's going to ask you for the code. You're going to paste in this code, and then you're going to get an email from Bluehost or wherever it's at, and it will allow you to click the link in the email to continue the verification process. You can also come here, and there will be a little link that says that you can click there to initiate the transfer process. Now, once you have done that, Cloudflare will tell you that to complete the transfer process, you need to actually pay for the domain. So domains are roughly $10 a year. So when you transfer, whether this is expired or not, to complete the transfer, you will have to pay that $9 or $10 a year to Cloudflare to initiate or complete the transfer process. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open